I was scared to ask for help because I thought if I were to tell anybody the things that I see, and hear and the thoughts that I have in my head, they would lock me up.
At 20 years old, Ashley Jones' life became a living hell.
Yeah, my health was suffering so bad because I was so anxious. I would go days without eating. I would go days without sleep.
She was working 18 hours a day in direct sales, selling high-end beauty products, and making 6 figures a year. Business associate Alexa Brown, at first, thought Ashley was building a successful business.
She's successful, so if I'm around her more, then I'm gonna be successful in this too. And if, the Lord has put this in my lap, like, I'm gonna go all in with this and see what happens.
I'm like, hey, if you wanna come and work with me, you'll be making me more money, whatever. I didn't really like her. I thought she was annoying. She was so happy and energetic and like cheery, and I was so dark and just like depressed and hateful and mean, and I just literally hated to be around her.
Ashley had grown up in church, but lost interest at 13 because of a boy and trouble at home. She confided in her grandmother, and during that conversation, asked,
I said, hey, you're more spiritual. What does that mean? And then she was like, oh, I've been waiting for you to ask me this. And I'm like, okay, what is it? And she's like, I'm a white witch. And I said, oh, Nana, I don't want anything to do with that. And she was like, no, you're totally misunderstanding. I'm a good witch, and I do all through light and love, and it's all for the goodness of those, and all of this light language. And I was just enthralled with what she was saying and really dove in.
What started out as a curiosity became an infatuation with darkness. Within a year, she was identifying as a witch.
By the time I was almost 16, I had my first spell book in my hands. My grandmother gave me a spell book that was hers, and on the front of it, it said good spells and fortunes. And I just remember that being so convincing, because I was like, oh, here's the evidence. It's not bad, it's good. This is all for good. And I went to tarot cards and crystal protection and healing and, the spell book. And I did that within less than a year. I went from just reading my zodiac to full-blown witchcraft.
But there was a price. Within 5 years, her mental health began to suffer.
The only time I didn't feel anxious or consumed with my own mind was when I was not sober. And I would wake up with sleep paralysis. I'd be chained to my bed. I couldn't move my body. I couldn't speak. I couldn't scream. And my eyes would be awake. My mind was awake. My body was totally asleep. And I would hear things. I would see things. I would try my hardest to escape these things and couldn't.
I started noticing that she would text me a lot at night. She wasn't sleeping. She was very, very thin. And I was just, all of those things were pointing towards, okay, something bigger is happening here.
What Alexa would soon learn was every night, Ashley was being tormented.
So I just remember getting to a really dark point where I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore. And I don't think that I can truly live one more day like this.
Finally, in a state of desperation, Ashley didn't text Alexa, but called her.
I just need to talk to you. And she was like, okay, about what? And I said, Jesus. And it was the first time that I had said his name out loud since I was probably 11. Oh, and I'll cry every time I tell it. And Alexa's like, well, hey, can I pray for you? She started praying over a porn addiction that I had had for 7+ years that no one knew about because I was so ashamed. She started praying things that I felt too ashamed to bring to anybody, much less God. I didn't think he cared to know these things about me. I didn't think he cared. And she was praying them. And she's like, hey, I want you to do me a favor. I said, okay, what is it? And she said, I want you to go in your room and I want you to pray. And I just said, Jesus. And I said his name out loud again. I just fell to the floor and I just started crying, sobbing, and I'm like, please help me, please help me. And it was just like I was at the front lines of hell with all of the demons that were just trying to pull me back so hard, but just in the most gentle and graceful and kind and patient way. I just felt this embrace, like I physically felt this hug. Oh, it just felt like I'd waited on it my whole life. And like the identity that I had searched for, I'd finally found it, and it was him.
She renounced witchcraft and immediately the need for drugs, alcohol, and porn vanished.
Salvation for me broke off, almost every single bit of demonic oppression, of all of it. It just in an instant, he just set me free.
After more deliverance and prayer, Ashley began to grow in Christ. Today, married to Aaron, she's on social media sharing her story and the dangers of witchcraft.
As a born-again believer and follower of Jesus Christ who used to practice witchcraft for over a decade of her life and was a self-proclaimed white witch,
I knew she needed Jesus, and I knew she wanted that, even if she didn't fully understand that either, but just like the freedom that brought.
if you're gonna convince anybody, you gotta love them. A lot of people ask me, how do I minister to this witch? How do I convert this witch? And I ask, do you love her? Because if you don't love her, you will never convince her. It was the love of Christ in Alexa's heart that convinced me, and there is a way. His name is Jesus. He is the way, the truth, and the life, and he is the only way to heaven. There is no other way. He showed me who I really was, and he changed me, and I didn't have to do that. He did it, and there was nothing I did to deserve it. I was at the dirtiest, lowest, most broken, hardened, sinful part of my life, and I did nothing to deserve it.